Hello and welcome to Namaste Thunder Bay. My name is Kelly Rooney and we're going to be guiding you through a 25-minute yoga practice today. And I have a very special guest. This is really important to me. I'm really proud to join Colleen Dolce here today for Namaste Thunder Bay. Thank you for joining us, Colleen.
My pleasure.
Colleen is a yoga teacher here in Thunder Bay with Radiant Yoga, and she was one of my inspirations. I had studied yoga and practiced yoga for many years, and it was when I came to Colleen's classes here in Thunder Bay that I really got inspired to become a yoga teacher. So for me to be able to have her here today to guide us through a class really means a lot to me. So I'm pretty much going to turn things right over to Colleen, and she's going to guide us through this 25-minute yoga practice today.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay, so we're going to start out by sitting up nice and tall. Just do a little shift side to side and bring your hands up. Big breath in and stretch over to one side and the other side, and then bring your hands down. And you could do a little circle with the shoulders, turn your head side to side and up and down. And then come into stillness, close your eyes. Take a moment just to feel and notice yourself and physical body, energy body. Notice your general well-being, your emotional well-being. Soften any places where you feel tension or tightness. See if you could settle into your space. Bring awareness to your breath, breathing into the belly, sternum, upper lobes of the lungs, right up to the collarbones. And when you breathe in, allow your belly to expand, your rib cage to expand, and your chest to rise. And when you exhale, just as important, draw the belly back towards the spine. Squeeze out all the old stale breath. Stay with this deep, exaggerated breath for a few moments. So today I'd like to specifically work for people that have lower back issues. So this flow is going to be for lower back issues, acknowledging and referencing the fact that we're all connected. So we're going to work on our hips mostly with hip openers, stretching out hamstrings and quadriceps and psoas, and working with the IT band and the adductors. So I'm going to get you to come down onto your back, Kelly. And if you like to use a blanket underneath your head, you could use it. You might use it later, and have a tie handy as well. Good. And then once again, attention on your breath. So with awareness of where we're going to work, bring your hands onto your hip points, the iliac crest. And then just give it a little rub, the front of the thighs, the psoas, just thinking about quadriceps and psoas. And then the outside edge of the hips, the hip flexors. And you could bring your mind's eye, just give a little wiggle with your hips. There's the ischial tuberosities, our sits bones behind us. So we're gonna work with the pelvis. So circle your hands around your belly, give a little rub as if you're loving your belly. Good. And this is kind of where we're going to work because everything is connected. If you want to loosen up your lower back, you're going to work with loosening up your hips for sure. So let's draw the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. You can do a little rock side to side. And of course, if we're working with loosening up the lower back and hips, we're going to get a bit of an all body stretch as well. So feeling how now you're rocking across your sacrum. And then with the light hands on the knees, circle your knees. So you feel that around the sacrum area and the hip points behind you, the butt. Circle the other way. And remember to breathe. Good, good. And then bring the bottoms of the feet together so that they're touching each other. And if you can grab the ankles or the feet, grab the ankles or the feet, or use your tie to lasso the feet. Bring the heels in, closer to the groin, and we're going to press away with the knees. Good, good. And then now we're opening up the hips, the adductors, a little bit of work. Notice how that feels. Draw the heels down, press away with the knees. Again, acknowledgement that everything is connected. Good, and let's move into happy baby. So happy baby, the bottoms of the feet face straight up, and you could grab hold of the feet, the ankles, or even behind the knees on the thighs, whatever you could grab, and then draw your knees down towards your armpit area and explore a little bit. Open up the legs a little wider and then bring them in, bring the knees down further and then up. So you don't have to freeze. Do a little exploration, bringing awareness, adductors, hips, sciatica, maybe feeling the glutes now and the hamstrings. And just to really activate those muscles, press the feet into the hands, or the back of the leg into the hands, and the hands down. So you're doing an isometric stretch. Relax, release, breathe. And then try that again. Press the feet up into the hands down into the feet. Squeeze, 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 and release. Good, good. And then we're going to just let go of the left leg and straighten the left leg out on the floor. Good, and hug your right knee to your chest now. So clasp the hands around the shin or underneath the knee on the thigh. Either way is good. Press away with both heels. So you've got both legs active. Great. So press into my touch. Press the heel away. Good. And now start to strengthen through the biceps and draw the leg in even closer. And you could do a little side to side here as well in Pavana Muktasana. So notice where you feel this. And it's not just about the stretch, it's about the compression as well. So we're really working with our ascending colon here, with our digestive system. Good, you can bring your nose up to your knee, give a little squeeze, bring the left foot up off the floor, breathe, and release your head and shoulders back down. Turn your head side to side. Remember, we don't want to generate tension. Good, good. And then bring your hands onto your belly. Keep the knee hugged in close. We're going to start to circle the knee. Good. Imagine you have X-ray vision. So you feel and see, you can see that long femur bone with the ball and socket at the end, and the ball, and the little neck on the ball, coming into the pelvis, into the socket, so our ball and socket joint. So we're looking at a range of motion here. We want to loosen that up. Start to make the circles larger so that you actually roll onto your left hip and then roll back over onto your right hip. Giant, giant circles. Beautiful. And then that stretch comes up through the waistline. So we're really getting more of a full body work. See if you could circle the other way and see if anything changes. Sometimes there's sounds. They're all good unless they hurt. Remember, if it hurts, stop, don't do it. But we are looking for sensation without a doubt, so only you can judge as to how much is too much. Good, and we're moving right into our knee down twist. So you could bring your arms out to T now, palms down, and scooch right onto your left hip. So your right hip is stacked right on top of the left hip, and we're going to take the right foot and tuck it behind the left knee. Good, you're in fairly straight line on the mat. Take your left hand now and rest it on your right knee, and look back at your right hand. And breathe. So if you were in a Thai yoga massage right now, can I give you an assist?
Absolutely.
Someone would come up, or your practitioner would do a little press on the knee and a little press on the back shoulder. So take a deep breath in There, that's something you could do for yourself. Just even imagine that extra little press. Good, and breathe, knee down, twist, Supta Matsyendrasana. Couple more giant breaths. And because we do want to have a full body workout, let's do a little bit with that back shoulder. Bring the right arm up behind you. Good. And now circle. So circle all the way around. See if you can touch the floor on all sides. Good. And then next time you come all the way up, circle the other way. So we're working now with the ball and socket joint on the right shoulder, not just the hip. And when the arm comes out to T, you could pause again, breathe. Good. And roll back over onto your back. Keep the knee hugged in close. And you've got your tie, so turn your head, find your tie, and we're going to wrap the tie around the ball of the right foot and straighten the leg, and then pulse the leg towards you. And we start with this straight leg, but you might right away recognize that your hamstring's super tight, for sure, soften your knee, you can decide. So just waking up the hamstring, the calf, and the Achilles tendon. And then bring the leg so it's straight up, and now point your toe and feel the front of the foot and the shin. Everything is connected. And go back and forth. Heel, toe, heel, toe. So one of the reasons we practice yoga is to be present in our body, and this is like a great wake-up call. Oh yeah, that's where those muscles are. Good. And then wrap the tie in just your right hand, and we're going to bring the leg out to the right. So all the way out, gentle pulsing. And if it feels like it doesn't want to come down very far, then hold on to the tie a little further away from the foot. If you're super tight, bend the knee. If you're looking for a little more, you can alternately straighten the leg, bend the knee, straighten the leg, bend the knee, or point the toe and press away with the heel. Full wake-up call for that right hip and the right leg. Squeeze the pelvic floor, engage your core muscles, take a deep breath in, and bring the leg all the way up. Switch hands with your tie, exhale over to the other side. Good. Breathe into wherever you feel this the most. And where your mind goes, prana flows. So I'm just going to touch your leg here for a moment on the hip, and then just so picturing this IT band, the outside edge of that right leg is where you may be feeling the stretch. It might be all about your glutes, and it might be through the waistline, but it's all going to help with lower back issues. Take your right hand and make a soft fist with the right hand. Give your right hip a little Swedish massage. So a gentle Swedish massage wherever you feel it. Maybe right down the IT band, or maybe it's through the waistline. Everyone's going to be different. Good. And then release that back hand. Inhale the leg back up. Exhale, bring the nose towards the knee towards the nose. And squeeze. Good. And then release the head and shoulders back down. Drop the right leg down on the floor, straighten it out. Bring your hands back to your belly, back to the hips. Full awareness now how the right leg feels compared to the left. The right hip compared to the left hip. Breathing into the belly, sternum, upper lobes of the lungs, full breath in. Releasing any tension as you exhale. And then again, you could turn your head side to side. Good, and let's work with that other hip. So hands on the belly, draw the left knee in. Actually, let's give it a little squeeze first. So clasp the hands on top of the shin or underneath the knee on the thigh. Good. Press away with both heels. You can even open your toes to really flex the feet to have everything active. And then strengthen the biceps. Draw the leg in just a little bit closer, maybe even a little side to side. So now we're massaging the descending colon, working with the elimination system. It's not just about the extension, it's also about the compression. The lymph nodes in the groin area really getting compressed as well. So we're working with our lymph system. Good, and then hands come onto the belly, and let's circle that left leg. And we start off with small circles. Our mind's eye going, that X-ray vision that we have, right to the left hip. Feeling, noticing. Let the circles get larger so that eventually you're going to start to rock all the way from one hip to the other. And you're allowed to moan and groan here. And then circle the other way and see what different things happen. And sometimes it's a little clunking or clicking, and it's all good. Big, giant circles. Good. And the next time your knee is all the way over on the right side, you could scooch right onto your right hip so that the left hip's stacked right on top of the right hip. And then take your right hand, rest it on the left knee, bring your left arm out to T. And we work at getting the left shoulder blade down. So give yourself that imaginary assist. Press the right or the left knee down as you press the left shoulder back into the floor. And you do this with your breath. This is one of those things too, if you're not feeling it, you could change it up by releasing the foot to the other side of the knee, making micro movements. Think about your exhalation as the time of release, of letting go. Softening. Never rushing through the pose, relishing sensation, evaluating, and observing. Good. And then you can bring your left arm up behind you and all the way around. So if you have shoulder injuries, you might modify this movement. Some of you might be able to, or you might be able to touch the floor. You might be in the air. It's all good, working with that left shoulder joint. And reverse the circle. And the next time you come back to T, pause and roll back onto your back. Good. And you could turn your head side to side. Find your tie. We're going to wrap the tie around the ball of that left foot now and straighten the leg up towards the ceiling. Starting out with the straight leg, pulse it towards you. Gentle pulsing. Good. And you can say hello to that hamstring, that calf, that Achilles tendon. Drop the toe down and point the heel straight up. Breathe into it. And then point the toe up. Feel the front of the foot and the shin. And you could go back and forth, because one's going to feel better or more for you than the other. Heel, toe, toe. Good. And then wrap the tie in your left hand and bring that leg all the way out to the left. Gentle pulsing here. You could flex the foot. If it feels like too much, bend the knee, release a little bit. See if you could be your own judge as to what is too much and what's not enough. It's like Goldilocks. We're looking for just right. Good. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Inhale the leg back up and switch hands with your thigh. So take that leg all the way over to the right side now. Beautiful. And pulse. There's that IT band again. I'm going to just touch your hip one more time. I know you feel it, but then just to bring more awareness to the outside edge of that hip, right to the knee. Sometimes people aren't sure where that iliotibial band is. There we go. And of course the glutes and sciatica, everything gets a nice stretch here. I think this is one of my favorites.
Feels good.
Take the backhand, make a soft fist with the backhand and give yourself a little Swedish massage. Good. Where your mind goes, prana flows. Yeah, good. And then bring the leg all the way back up. Release the thigh. And you can slowly lower that left leg down. Bring your hands back onto the thighs, just thinking of psoas muscles and glutes, piriformis, and IT band, and quadriceps, and the belly, the waistline, intercostal muscles, transverse. Everything is connected. And breathe. Good, good. Hug the knees in, roll onto your side, and then come right up to a seated position. Good. How does that feel?
Great.
Good, good. Okay. So from here, do just a little bit more for those inner thighs. So we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together and draw the heels in, and then get really tall. Bring your shoulders back, lift the chest up. You can close your eyes and you can stay right here. And this might feel like a lot and you haven't even really moved, but you can stay right here, or take a deep breath in. As you exhale, start to draw yourself forward. And let's stay with the straight spine just for a moment and think about lengthening through the crown of the head as you come forward. And you find the place where it feels like you kind of can't go any further, and pause and breathe and relax. And then you can make the choice as to whether to round your back or not. If you have herniated disc bulging, just stay with the straight spine. Otherwise, you can drop the crown of the head right down. You decide. And breathe. And there's really no time limit for hanging out in butterfly or Baddha Konasana. You could stay here and breathe, relax, feel, but there's a time limit for us. So we're going to come up nice and slow. And bring the knees together, lean back into the hands. Good. And then open the feet to the outside edge of your mat. Just do a little windshield wiper side to side. And if you bring the knees down to the right, look over your left shoulder, pause, lift the chest up. There's our Marilyn Monroe pose. Inhale the knees back up. Exhale to the left, look over your right shoulder. And release. Good. So my other favorite thing to do for lower back issue would be rock a baby, without a doubt. So straighten your left leg, grab hold of your right leg. We'll start just by do that little check-in again. Bring the leg out to the right, and then bring it in. And you can hold on to it with the left hand, and the right hand will hold on to the right knee, and do a little side to side here. Rock a baby. If you want to deepen that stretch, some of you might be able to bring that foot up a little higher into the crook of the elbow. And this should be a really nurturing thing, not a wrenching thing to do. So smile at that baby. Rock a baby. Good, and then see if you can bring it in a little closer. Breathe. And release. Good. Windshield wiper the feet. And bring your left leg in, grab hold of the foot. And of course you can use your tie here too, if you don't want to hold on to your feet or if you can't. This one's nice because you could do this seated in a chair too, right? And bring it in, hold on with the opposite hand. The left hand comes to the knee. Just want to take a moment and appreciation for this left knee and our right knee, all the work they do. And if it works for you, bring that foot up just a little higher. This is our little closing posture here. Rock-a-baby. Really nice pose to do for yourself. And then release your leg, shake it out, and work your way back onto your back for Savasana. Bringing all of your attention back to breath, sensations in the body, softening on your exhalation, letting go of any residual tension or tightness that you might find in the body. Surrendering to gravity. Letting go. Thank you.
You can stay in Shavasana and continue to enjoy your time, relaxing your body and focusing your mind. I want to take a moment to thank you, Colleen, for sharing your practice with us today. It's exactly what inspired me. It's very aware of the body, but also light and playful so that you can have fun while you do something good for yourself. Namaste, Thunder Bay.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.